Welcome to another episode of Bird Gang Nation Sports Talk. I'm your host, Bird Gang 31. Welcome to another episode of Bird Gang Nation Sports Talk. I'm your host, Bird Gang 31. Today, we have legendary content creator for the Dallas Cowboys, Mark Holmes, in the building today. How you doing today, my guy?
Not too bad here. Wait a minute. An Eagle fan actually saying something nice to me? I feel like I'm getting set up for something right now.
No, man, it's all love here, man. You do a great job on your channel there. Obviously, you're one of the top Cowboy content creators out there. So I always give homage to all the good content creators out there.
Well, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. And thank you for inviting me on today. This is, of course, Hate Week.
It is Hate Week.
Monday night, man, it's on, man. You know, we can be friends right now, but come Monday night, you know how we roll. You know how we got to roll.
I know how it is, man. And I want to apologize. Like I said, I had the times mixed up. Though we're doing 6 Central Time, but it was 6 Eastern Standard Time. It was my fault. I should have definitely corrected that. But let's get straight to it, man. How do you like your Cowboys after 2 weeks?
I've seen some good things, and I've seen some bad things that I kind of have to worry about. I feel like my team is going in the right direction. They had not everything going right for them in San Diego, but getting a win on the road is always good. We went toe-to-toe with Tampa Bay, kind of like you guys, had a few calls that went against us and kept us from winning. And, you know, I feel actually pretty good because we've actually had quite a few people already out in, you know, comparison to last year. We lost a few people and the season just literally went to shit. We had a lot of questions on our team, but it seems like we've gotten some decent answers so far. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good right now.
Okay. And what's your impressions on our quarterback, Jalen Hurts?
You know, I will be 100% real. Okay. I actually, Philly 500, you know, another one of you great Eagle content creators. I went ahead because he is kind of my boy. I went to an autograph signing show, and Miles Sanders was there, as well as your quarterback Hurts. Miles Sanders, he was great. His girlfriend, in fact, she kept looking at me kind of side-eyed because here it is, I'm wearing Cowboys gear, going over getting an autograph, and she's like, "What are you doing here?" I'm like, "Just be cool, okay? Take care of one of your people, okay?" And he was really, really cool. Hurts showed up late. And he was very standoffish. Had the sunglasses on, wasn't engaging anybody and all that. And I kind of felt like, you know, okay, this maybe he doesn't quite have it because, you know, the quarterback has to be the leader of the team. And, you know, usually most really good quarterbacks understand the power of the fans and things. That's your opportunity to win them over. So when you have a bad game or something, you know, that guy, instead of throwing you under the bridge, remembers how nice it was meeting you. You know what I mean? And that's where I was kind of like, you know, you're messing up kind of a golden opportunity. But watching him this past week, he's got a much better arm than I thought he did. He's looking really, really good. Really good. And like I said, he's better than I thought he was.
Well, hey, that's good to know, man. Yeah, because Jalen Hurts definitely been putting in the work the offseason, you know, for this moment. And hopefully it won't be too big for him. I know he's going back to his hometown in Texas. So it should be interesting. It's kind of a homecoming for him. And that was also one of the most important games of the season. So How's Dak doing in your impression? And are you worried about him getting hurt at all the rest of the season?
No, because here's the thing that's kind of interesting, and there's a difference between having a ligament tear or a tendon tear, like Achilles tendon and things, versus bones. Bones, once they heal together and fuse together, they're actually most times stronger than they were originally. So worrying about that bone breaking is not as much as concern. I mean, let's be clear. Everybody's one play away from being retired because
Mm-hmm.
that's the nature of the beast. The question was going to be is how does the rest of the body recover from the trauma itself? How strong is the leg? For example, Demarcus Lawrence broke a bone in his foot. They say 6 to 8 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you got 6 to 8 weeks of time that you got that leg atrophying and you're losing the strength on it that you got to rebuild. So it's going to take time for him to get back. Dak is actually the first Tampa Bay game. He looked like he was a little bit hesitant, and maybe it was he wasn't. He was thinking about running and then realized, shit, I don't need to be running to mess his ankle up. He looked a little bit off. He looked better this week in San Diego. He's taken a few little hits and stuff, and you've seen him have to cut and pivot on there, and he seems to be like he's okay. The whole shoulder thing with Adam Schefter, who was basically saying that he's never going to be 100%. I tell you what, if he's not 100%, you know what? He's better than a whole lot of quarterbacks that are.
Yeah, man, he is slinging that rock for the first two games. That's one thing I didn't notice. I think did he have 400 yards both games? Is that what
No,
it
this,
is?
no. This week, here's a great thing about the Cowboys, and this is one of the reasons why Kellen Moore is going to get a lot of love. Is we went from pass happy. They basically looked at it and said, "Listen, you're not running against Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
There's only Dalvin Cook rushed for 102 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Christian McCaffrey rushed for 59. Everybody else, including some teams, rushed for less than 40 yards. And I'm talking like Alvin Kamara only had 16 yards against that defensive line. So the Cowboys basically said, we're not going to even waste our time trying to run. We're going to use the short passing game as our running game, and ended up doing pretty well with them. I mean, we had a few calls that went against us. We at least hung tough with them, a lot tougher than most teams have.
Mm-hmm.
This week, we went the polar opposite, and Tony Pollard had his third 100-yard game and averaged 7.3 yards a carry.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about how bad Zeke was because he only averaged 4.6, and I'm kind of like, if you're rushing 190 yards between those two, I'm okay with that. So the Cowboys can match up with whatever the defense is trying to dictate to them, go where they're not.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Are you one of the fans that think Zeke has no problems at all in terms of like losing his position because the way Pollard's been running over the last year or two?
I won't say he'll lose his position, but actually, this is a luxury when you could say, "Oh, should we start Pollard, or should we start Zeke?" To have two backs of that caliber kind of reminds me. You're a young man. I know you're a whole lot younger than me. People say
Oh,
I'm
not a whole lot, but
okay. Well, people say you're the OG. Okay, I think actually behind my back, what it is, OG means old guy. Okay, I think that's what it really is. Oh, you the OG, the original gangster. No, he's just an old guy. But
right.
I remember back when the Washington football team was actually good in the 80s. And they had John Riggins, who was the bruising back. You know what I mean? He was definitely the bruising back, drank plenty of beer. But then they also had Joe Washington, who was that third down scat back guy. And between the two of them, they pound you first with, John Riggins. And if you're a defensive lineman and you're getting hit and pounded by the big offensive line over and over again in that short area, then all of a sudden you get a speed back that you've got to now chase him outside. Your body has been, doing all these short muscle movements. Now I got to stretch out and run. It will kill a defense right there. And that whole thunder and lightning, I'm okay. I don't care which one you say is the starter. I'm playing both of you guys a lot. Tony Pollard gives us a better receiver because you can actually line up and say 12 personnel, have him in the backfield, and end up putting him in motion like a wide receiver. Take your tight ends, and they can both go out and catch passes and turn what looks like a heavy run play into a 5 wide receiver set. So it gives us a lot of options of things that we can do.
Yeah, I kind of see our backers kind of similar, maybe not as proven, but with Miles Sanders, Kenny Gainwell this year, they're both doing pretty good. I think that first game we had 190 or 185 yards rushing, and then last game they didn't do too bad either. Are you worried at all about our rushing attack? I think the Cowboys defense have been giving up a little bit on the rushing end of the sides. Are you worried about Miles Sanders and Jalen Hurts doing a RPO game?
Actually, surprisingly, the Dallas Cowboys rush defense is far and away better than what we were last year. We've actually done a much, much better job because we now, with Micah Parsons is definitely a one-man wrecking gang and has been really, really good. We ended up playing him at defensive end because DeMarcus Lawrence got hurt. But we have, as Dan Quinn likes to say, fast and physical guys.
Mm-hmm.
And between Keanu O'Neal and even getting Jalen Smith playing downhill as opposed to having to cut and stick with wide receivers, they're getting actually better at stopping the run. Um, both games, they were really, really good at stopping the run and beginning to put a little bit of pressure onto the quarterback. So this isn't last year's defense where it was, I like to call it the dazed and confused.
Mm-hmm.
Because literally they were just kind of dazed and confused. And I've been a Cowboy fan literally from birth. And that was the worst defensive performance I have ever seen in my life, that it literally made me sick. It just made me sick just watching them week after week. Poor pursuit angles, terrible tackling, literally lack of effort. This defense, Dan Quinn has actually got them to buy into, if he said run through a brick wall, these guys would run through a brick wall. Now, I can't guarantee you that they're going to be a top 5 defense, but
Mm-hmm.
they are moving and they're taking the football away. So, I mean, with 6 takeaways already in 2 games, I feel good about them. But,
Yeah.
but we all know this is a division game.
Yeah. I'll
And
bet
you
you
can
all
throw all the records and all the other stuff that you'd have done out the window because it's a division game and we all know each other really well.
Yeah, man. Do you think they're gonna keep Parsons there the whole time? Until DeMarcus Lawrence come back, or do you think they're gonna move him around a lot?
I think out of necessity, they probably will keep him there most of the time. The thing that was interesting is Micah Parsons. He's like a dog. He cannot stand to come off the field. He was literally like, okay, so I got to come off from playing defensive end. Okay, next week, coach, let me play linebacker then instead of taking me off the field, because he literally wants to be out there for every play. He was out there for 39 snaps at mostly defensive end. In that time, he had 4 quarterback hits and 1 sack, which is a good bit of pressure. In fact, that's better pressure than what you were getting from D-Law. The Cowboys have got to keep that pressure up. We get Randy Gregory back this week from COVID, but we are still kind of short on experienced defensive ends.
Mm-hmm. Do you
So,
think
yeah, I think he'll be there.
you think he'll be able to do a good job against Lane Johnson?
With that young pup speed, I mean, we'll see. D-Law has not had a lot of success against Lane Johnson, but, it's going to be a great matchup there. If he can, it could be a long day for the Eagles, and that's going to be key because I would rather have him out there than anybody else at this point.
Nice, nice. Are you worried at all that Devontae Smith and Diggs have played college ball together and they are pretty
Mhm.
familiar with each other? Do you think that's going to be a good matchup coming in, or you think it should be easy for Diggs?
I'm not going to say, this is the NFL. There's no such thing as easy. Devontae Smith is, for rookie, is coming along pretty good. He's still got a lot to learn. In fact, Diggs, who is kind of crazy because when you think of Byron Jones, who was there for 79 games and had 2 interceptions, here it is, Diggs, 12 games, 5 takeaways, 5 INTs. He is just getting better, 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 and better. And I'm really loving the matchup. The thing that worries me is people are going to stop going away from him. And right now dealing with Anthony Brown, because Anthony Brown is a liability out there right now. Anthony Brown is getting beat like a redheaded stepchild.
Yeah, we got Quinn Hawkins over there with all that speed. You got to definitely watch out for that one.
Well, the good thing is it's not like playing Tampa Bay. We could kind of roll covers to try and help him out, hopefully we get a good result. As long as we can put pressure on Hurts and maybe chase him down and see if we can force a turnover or 2, it would definitely help my team out.
Yeah, I think we're playing like kind of the same game here. You know what I'm saying? We have to do the exact same thing. We got to get Dak on the ground. We got to get him on the ground often. Like Dak is putting up some nice numbers out there. That passing game is looking good. But I feel like if we can stop the passing game, we've been all been a pretty stout run defense, so I'm not really worried about the run game too much. But if we stop that pass offense, I think we have a great shot of winning the game this week.
Um, Pressure wise, I want to say against Tampa Bay, under pressure, Dak was under pressure for 22 pass plays.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Ended up having 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, and 189 yards.
Mm-hmm.
So you can try and blitz them, but not necessarily that successful. The thing that I feel best about with my team right now is actually the offensive line. The first week, Zach Martin was out because of COVID. We ended up having third year, basically a backup. I mean, he's only played like 4 or 5 games last year. Connor McGovern come in for Zach Martin, and going against Tampa Bay's front, he wasn't our worst offensive lineman. It was actually Tyler Badish, our center. This past week, we ended up having Lyle Collins, who's suspended for the next 5 games for missing 7 drug tests. Well, the thing is that a lot of them were excused. I mean, one of them was the day that Marcus Paul, our strength coach, died, and they sent everybody home to grieve. Another time, he was actually having hip surgery. Another time, he was in Arizona with his uncle's funeral. So, but the NFL doesn't give us any breaks. So he's going to be gone for the next 4 games. But we ended up having Terrence Steele, who was a rookie, undrafted free agent that we signed last year, played 13 games. First couple of games were really, really bad, but he came in there against Joey Bosa. And Joey Bosa, for only the 12th time in his career, was held without a pressure, a sack, or a quarterback hit. Joey Bosa was silenced by that guy.
He's on my fantasy team. He definitely didn't do nothing good for me this week.
Yeah, and so I feel actually better about my offensive line than I have in a while. Tyron Smith is back to being Tyrannosaurus and throwing guys left and right. And at least now we've got McGovern, who can play center and guard, who's there. When Lyle Collins comes back, now we got Terrence Steele, who can also play. So we actually have a little bit of depth on the offensive line as well. And more than anything else, the Cowboys, I actually have to give them credit, because when you looked at our team last year, the cupboard was bare in a lot of positions. Safety was terrible. I mean, the worst safety play you'd seen anywhere. We actually had 2 of our safeties hurt in the first 2 games, but between Curse and Keanu O'Neal, we've had guys that have been able to step up and actually play well. So, like I said, this defense isn't last year's defense. Any of the talking heads that have been telling you that the Dallas Cowboys defense is ass, I think they're a lot better than what they were.
Yeah, but I think they're looking at, within the first 2 games, how many points have you guys given up already? I know it's Tampa Bay and San Diego, which are 2 high-powered scoring teams, but that was a lot of points. Still
less points than the Washington football team.
Yeah, but that's the Eagles. We only got 26 or 24 points in 2 games, so we're doing good on defense ourselves over here.
Does Atlanta really count?
Yeah.
Does Atlanta really? Okay. Well, here's the good news for my Cowboys. We have already played Tampa Bay. We still have Atlanta to play. So all those numbers are kind of balanced out, okay? Let's see how you do when you play Tampa Bay on those numbers.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Let's see how we do.
We'll come back around to that.
Okay. I'm just saying. But
but the San Francisco, that's a that's a playoff team over there in San Francisco. Like the whole division's lit. Which will you never know who's gonna win that division with all the talent.
Dude, Jimmy Garoppolo is look. Jimmy Garoppolo's ass. Come on. Jimmy Garoppolo looked like crap against you. Let's be real now. Jimmy Garoppolo was missing people left and right, especially in that first half. I was like, oh my God, this is worse than Carson Wentz. Oh, I'm sorry. Is it too soon?
No.
Is it too soon?
Whatever. Carson's not on our team no more.
But let me ask you, how does it feel to hear that he actually hurt not 1, but 2 ankles in 1 play? How you hurt 2 ankles in 1 play?
That's ridiculous. And I just think he's trying to get us back one more time. They don't want us to get that first-round draft pick next week. Carson he's so brittle and fragile. Poor guy, because he started out so hot, but then, the injury bug.
Yeah.
It won't stop him. He keeps getting hurt. You know,
Mhm.
you know how he gets after injury. You know, he comes back the next year and he's trying to prove everything to the world, where he's not playing the smart football like he should be. So, you know, I'm kind of happy we got Jalen Hurts. He seems a little bit more mentally strong than Carson Wentz, and I think he's gonna have a great year this year.
Yeah, definitely. Well, let me ask you then. I've heard Philly 500 how he feels about his team. He thinks that they're winning the division. Gonna,
Yeah.
and all. I mean, Philly is always, he's got the rose-colored glasses. How do you feel about your team so far?
In 2 games, I have to say, I kind of like it's kind of what is this expected. Like San Francisco was one of those teams I said could have been a win or loss, because they
Yeah,
do got good defense over there, so it could have been a win or loss. So I
right.
knew we could have took care of Atlanta, and we did that. We're going into this game, so it's like from where I stand, I still got my record prediction at 12-5. The floor being 10-7 for us this year, and definitely winning the division, my guy.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
12-5. I mean, I'm saying 11-6 for my Cowboys, and I mean, both of us have a cake schedule in comparison to, say, the Washington team.
Yeah.
It's
It
funny
really
that.
our toughest 6 games. It really matters how we come through these first 6 games. That's the best opponents are there in that first 6 games. There, with you guys, with
Yeah.
Tampa Bay, and with Kansas City. I
Mhm.
thought I'm not worried about. I wasn't worried about Atlanta. I'm not worried about the Panthers that much, even though they are 2-0. But I still feel like we should be able to pull out that game. So our toughest 6 match, if we can come through this at least 3-3 or 4-2 in that stretch, and yeah, I think my prediction should be right on track. But if you know what I'm saying, if we don't win as many games, we go 2-4, still not as bad,
Mhm.
but just more the floor prediction of 10-7. If we lose a lot of those games.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see what happens on those. This is to me the next. For us, we've got the bye week early, and we're for the next 2 to 4 weeks, Michael Gallup's out, so that hurts us. Lyle Collins out for the next 4 weeks. We do get Gallimore back probably maybe in 2 weeks. That'll help our defensive line even more, and D-Law probably will be about another 5 to 7 weeks or so, maybe even longer. So at least after we go through, this is kind of the part of our schedule where we really actually need to make some money. Between you guys, we got the Giants, we got Carolina, we got New England, we got Minnesota. Minnesota's looking, I thought Minnesota's going to be better than what they were. So far, they're starting off not looking good. But I will say, don't get too excited by what your team's doing yet or get too depressed by what they're doing because you really don't know what teams are until really about October.
Yeah,
There's
second
always
half.
some teams that will come out and look like world beaters, and you say, "Oh my God, punch their Super Bowl ticket." I remember the Arizona Cardinals one year starting out 4-0, and then proceeding to lose the next 12 games. So I feel good about where we are right now, knowing that we played 2 quality teams. Now we just got to feast on, hopefully you guys and hopefully like the Giants and Carolina stack up a few wins and start getting some confidence. Hopefully to go towards the second half of the season. Hopefully. But right
We're,
now, we got you in our sights.
we're ready for you guys. Are you gonna feel any different about your team once we win on Monday? Crickets? Cause that's gonna happen, my guy.
Are
We're
you
gonna go
talking to
into
me?
the world and we're gonna shock the world over there.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm saying like you so pumped, you like stacking wins, starting with us, starting there, keep stacking some wins up. I'm just saying if your team does lose, exactly your opinion about your Cowboys.
Okay. All right. Well, you know
It's
what?
hypothetical.
It's football. It is football, and anything can happen. I've seen my Cowboys win one game, and that was a playoff bound team in the Washington football team, and get that victory. Crazy things happen. It is a division game. It wouldn't surprise me if that happened, but Dak Prescott has usually been butter against the NFC East with a 19-5 record. And that's one of those things that you got to look at Dak right now. Dak is he's butter. You think about 5 games of over 400 yards in the last 6. Excuse me, 7 games. Uh, he can sling that ball around. We've got some great weapons. The offensive line is healthy. The defense is actually playing well. I think it's definitely going. If you win, you'll earn some respect. If you win, I'll be the first one to say you guys were the better team that night because that's a tough road to hoe.
And,
In Dallas too.
Your offense is definitely good. The offensive line's good. Your defense is getting better than last year, but they're not as good as San Francisco's defense. Would you rank them that high?
Yeah, I'd actually say the Cowboys defense is actually listen. Takeaways are key.
Mm-hmm.
Takeaways are key. And you get a couple of turnovers here and there. That's just literally like a gift. And that's the thing that this Cowboys defense, we've given up some yards. In the red zone, the Dallas Cowboys are 9th in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Red zone defense is playing good. You're taking the football away right there. They're also disguising a lot of the ways that they're coming after you. And so they're confusing offenses so far.
Okay.
I see Rashawn Sanders asked if he thinks that he can hold up against Hargrave, our center, which is Tyler Badish. Tyler Badish has actually been, and again, he was going against Vita Vea, was actually the poorest rated offensive line week 1. He's struggling a little bit, but he'll end up getting some extra help, I'm sure, with Zach Martin back because Zach Martin wasn't there that first game. And so with Zach Martin being there, everybody gets better when you got Zach Martin right beside you. So hopefully, the other thing, a lot of people will talk about, well, Zeke Elliott, maybe he should be benched. If you saw that Tampa Bay game and see the blocking ability that Zeke Elliott has, that's where that money and that value really comes in because he kept Dak Prescott upright. If Zeke had not blocked as well as he did, Dak Prescott probably would have been planted in the turf in Tampa Bay.
Yeah. Let's go back and forth. Let's go some position battles here. Or not even position battles. We're going to say who has the better position. Like starting off a quarterback, I'm pretty sure you're going to say Dak, and I have to say Dak too, just for the simple fact Jalen has not played. Even though Jalen has better QBR and he has a better passing position than Dak so far this year. But I will say Dak because he's been in the league a lot longer.
You're playing Atlanta, man. Come on.
And the Niners defense.
Come on.
He only got 12.
Okay. All right.
But in 2 weeks span,
Got you.
He's still up there. But
okay. All right.
We got that out of the way. The
How
combination.
many points y'all get last week?
We don't need to worry about that.
No, wait. How many? Hold it.
11.
How many points did you? 11.
And 32.
So let me ask you this: do you think that San Francisco's defense is as good as Tampa Bay's?
Maybe Tampa Bay got a little bit of better defense.
We scored 29 points on Tampa Bay's defense.
Yeah.
You scored how many against San Francisco? On your home turf?
Yeah.
That was in your house, right?
Yeah, it was.
In your house?
In our house.
11 points. Okay.
But that loss was more coaching.
I was just checking for a friend. I was just checking for a friend, my man.
Than actual players playing out there because we could have won that game too. But
you lost Graham too, didn't you?
Both of them.
Graham?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But Graham, we got 2 layers of defensive linemen out there. You know what I'm saying? Like we still got Ryan Kerrigan, we still got Sweat, we still got Barnett, we still got the rookie Milton Williams.
Ryan Kerrigan. Okay. All right. Okay.
Kerrigan's an NFC beast. He stacked all the quarterbacks in the NFC East.
That mother humper's almost as old as I am, man. Come on, man. Okay. I got you.
I got you. And he won't have to play all the rest with the young guys. We have to go in there with him. So
okay.
Not worried about him. I think he's going to do a great job the rest of the year. So let's go to running backs here. You got Zeke Elliott, who hasn't even been playing that well over the last couple of years. You got to give him that. Since Zeke got paid, his yards
without an offensive line last year and a quarterback.
Hey, no matter what it is, Zeke's numbers have definitely went down. And he's not that elite running back anymore.
So you're confident. You're confident. And Miles Sanders has been great.
He's been leading the league in yards per touch averages.
Okay.
We're 3rd in the league.
Okay.
And last year he didn't get a ball.
So let me make sure I get this. Let me make sure I got this straight. You're gonna give your team the edge in running. Let me write this down. Okay. Bird gang. Bird Gang. Okay. Says run. You got running backs. You
You
got
got
better.
quarterback.
Miles Sanders is better than Tony Pollard and Zeke. Okay.
Well,
Okay.
don't just say Miles. You got to add the rookie Gainwell. He's been putting up good numbers since he's been in the league too.
Okay. All right. Okay. Go on.
So now we're at receiver. I would give you the edge, but one of your best receivers not even playing. Gallup.
Okay. All right.
Gallup.
So let me. Okay. So you got wide receivers then too. Okay.
Now I didn't say that.
No. You said you would give us the edge, but see, here's the cool thing about the Cowboys.
We have more.
Okay. Now I'm old. So my younger Dallas Cowboys YouTubers don't agree with me because they hate 12 personnel. You understand what 12 personnel is, right? You know, one running back, two tight ends. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
For me, this is the great deception. This is I line up with Blake Jarwin, Dalton Schultz because Michael Gallup. Like I said, Michael Gallup's out. I still got CD Lamb. Okay, I got CD. You heard of him, right?
Yeah, we got big play Slay, my guy.
You mean big play made on Slay?
Which cornerback?
Wait. You say big play made on Slay? Is that his name? Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Which quarterback have you faced so far that's as good as Slay?
Okay.
None, right?
Okay. Cool. This is your show. This is your show. I'm a guest here, and see, I understand you don't go in another man's house and carry dog shit on your shoes in this house. You take your shoes off. You respect the man in his house, but okay, I'm respecting you. But we can do 12 personnel where we got two tight ends. They're not like Zach Ertz and all that. I know Zach's got COVID, right?
Yeah,
he's out with COVID.
But
he might be. He could,
play.
Yeah, but it seems like it's like a 10-day turnaround. That's what it seems like it's been, at least in our house. It has been. But okay, we can go. And like I said, they're not as good as Dallas and Zach, but they're pretty good. They're pretty good. They can both catch the football. They can both also block. Mm-hmm. So we line up in 12 personnel, right? You got CD on one side. You got Amari Cooper on the other. You got Dak Prescott in the backfield. You got Zeke or Tony Pollard, right?
Right.
What you gonna do as a defense?
I'm man them up.
You're gonna man them up, but you gonna put 8 men in the box?
I'll man them up, and
because if I got my offensive line,
you guys have to show me like Zeke have to be starting to go off before I'll throw 8 men in the box.
Well, I tell you what. If you don't put 8 men in the box, I will run. I will run. I will pound the rock right up the middle until you stop it. And when you do try and stop it, then I'm going to go ahead and start hitting those guys on the outside. Or after I start pounding the rock and you start trying to stop it, I'm going to start bootlegging out and doing RPOs.
And that's what you can say the same thing as our offense.
Okay. But and like you said, you got the edge in running backs. Mm-hmm. How about offensive line? Offensive line?
I think we have the edge of offensive line. Well, now that Brooks went down, that kind of messes up.
Okay, so let me. Okay, offensive line.
So how about this?
We
got the edge at running back. You got the edge at quarterback. I will split receiver since you don't have Gallup. And offensive line. You guys, I think offensive line better than your offensive line too.
Okay, Bird Gang. Okay, running backs are Eagles. Wide receivers. You're saying split on the offensive line, right? That's what you're saying. Split on the offense. Okay. And Ertz will be out, so it's just Dallas, right? Dallas is okay, right?
Yeah, Dallas is better than your tight end.
No, I mean he's healthy.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. So go ahead. Go on defense. Defense there.
Defensive line. Who do you guys got on there right now? Because I know you guys have 2 of your defensive linemen out, right?
What we have is we have a rotation. We get Randy Gregory back. Okay. We got Micah Parsons there. Okay. We also have Dorrance Armstrong. Okay. Who they don't have a lot of experience there. They don't. I'll be the first one to admit that. But we're a bunch of young pups. Okay. Mm-hmm. We've got Brent Urban, who is he's like 6'8" and about 320 pounds. Nice, great movement in run stopping. Great in there in the middle. We got the Bohemian Beast, of course, Quentin Bohannon. That's also in there. He's a rookie, 6th-round draft pick, but about 325, 330. He's a load to move out the middle. Okay. And we have basically like a whole lot of linebackers that they're going to throw at you. The strength is actually the linebackers. And, as much as everybody's talked about how bad Jalen Smith and Van Der Esch, They actually, I think, for for Jalen Smith being brought down to earth. Jalen Smith ended the season basically saying, anybody who looks at the film, knows that I'm doing my right job. Well, okay, if that's the case, the Cowboys went out and took their first pick and got a linebacker. They ended up getting Keanu O'Neal, a safety, and ended up making him a linebacker. And he is actually balling out because he's actually great in coverage and he's fast enough to be able to make plays. We're actually more athletic. Jalen Smith, I love Jalen Smith. I love the story, the fact that he came back from, the catastrophic knee injury. Problem was he had the drop foot and he can't plant and push down. Too many times last year, he gets hit. He gets carried for 4 or 5 yards to get the first down.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing with them. And he was also playing pretty much every snap. What Dan Quinn has been able to do is fine tune it to this is what you do good. And I'm going to put you in a position to succeed. And that's where you have Micah Parsons, who can go from almost anywhere along the line, which will be that guy, much like a Lawrence Taylor, I'm hoping, that you look at and say, we have to account for him. Where is this guy? Get the quarterback focused on him, which ends up making everybody else in that defensive line better because you're having to spend 2 guys on him. The rest of the guys pick up in the same way when you guys had Reggie White. Reggie White was so good, it helped make Jerome Brown that much better because you had to say, that one guy can kill us. We got to stop him first, okay? We'll take our chances on the other guys. And that's what Micah Parsons is there. So you're now actually seeing more athletic linebackers that are actually able to move and cover better. The biggest problem, our safeties are better, is Anthony Brown. That's the biggest weakness on the Dallas Cowboys to me, defense.
Okay, so we're gonna get edge linebacker.
Wait! You're giving us one besides quarterback?
Edge linebackers. Edge here.
Okay, linebacker. Okay,
you gotta give us.
Oh, I got to give you defensive lineman. I mean, Fletcher Cox has been eating. Yeah. He's been eating offensive lineman, and I have to say, Fletcher Cox. I remember that was it 2018. 2018, it was where Dak's shoulder was hurt, and we went into that game. I remember Zeke Elliott being terrible in the first half. Zeke finally started heating up some, and Zeke was doing one of these numbers. And I have to give you guys credit because Fletcher Cox, I don't know if you remember where he hyperextended his elbow on the play, on a tackle against Zeke. He went off the field. They put ice on it it couldn't have been for 30 seconds. He came back in and made a play, either the next play or the play after, and Zeke was still on the sidelines. And I was just like, man, you guys wanted a hell of a lot more than we did. And that's where I earned a whole lot of respect for Fletcher Cox. I know he was hurting. I know Zach Ertz was like, it seemed like he was going on and off the field every other play, and he was still coming back for more. And you guys, I got to give you credit. You guys beat us down that day. We did not want it as much as you guys did.
Mm-hmm. And then we also got Hargrave playing a really good year this year so far.
Yes.
He had a couple sacks. He's making some nice plays early in this season. So putting those 2 boys together, that's why I'm not really worried about the run game up the middle. So those 2 boys right there should handle their job and handle their business. They get paid enough to do it. If they don't, then we look at doing something else with them. But I'm not worried about that one. So now we're at secondary. Cornerbacks, we got Nelson Island and Big Play Slay. You guys got Diggs and then Brown. So who do you get you there?
I got to give that one to you guys at the moment. But, because literally it's a tale of 2 cities because Diggs is playing. He's become a shutdown corner. He truly is becoming a shutdown corner. Anthony Brown, well, not so much. Okay. Diggs is up here. Anthony Brown's kind of down here. Okay. I got it. I'll give that. I'll give you that one. I got no problem with that.
Okay. And in the safety position, we got Harris and I think McLeod's playing again this week.
Well, we got Donovan Wilson coming back this week. We have actually a rotation of guys because Curse played fantastic last week. We got Donovan Wilson that's going to be, of course, playing again. We got Deontay Moore, who was playing really good, and we got also Malik Hooker. We have a great rotation, and this is where the Dallas Cowboys defense doesn't necessarily have a lot of great players. When you think of, great outside pass rusher and stuff, okay? we have a rotation of guys where basically we can send a second wave for you. And if you think about the Seattle Seahawks when they were winning the Super Bowl and when they had the number one defense in points, yards, and takeaway, you didn't have a Khalil Mack on that defensive line.
But they still had Bennett.
They had, but see again, Bennett was really good. Here's my point. He was really good. Okay, you had a lot like Cliff Averill, really good players, but not. You didn't look at any of those guys and say they're the best pass rusher or the best defensive lineman. They were really good, and they had a group that they could keep rotating in there at you. So what they would do is they would wear you down because Cliff Averill, who's fresh going against your offensive lineman that's been playing all day, has got a better chance than the guy who's been playing every single play. And that's where the Cowboys are getting to be right now. They are learning to be able to match up with people. I'm not saying that our defense is great by no stretch of the imagination. It's a hell of a lot better than it was. But you'll find out. You'll find out on Monday night. They're not the same Cowboys defense from last year. I'm telling you, the days of the confused defense is gone. We got a bunch of dogs that are hungry right now.
And we got some hungry dogs too. You know what I'm saying? That Jim Schwartz sticks defense.
Bobby Murphy. Okay. Are you saying that Jerome Brown did not benefit from having Reggie White? I agree. He was one of the best ones. But when
by
you
himself,
like Reggie White on the other side, it makes that guy that much better.
That's true.
Okay? Because here's
we can even say that about our team.
Here's how you know the difference, because there's so many times you'll see a free agent. He'll have incredible numbers, and you look at him and say, oh, my God, we got to get that guy. And then they go elsewhere. I'll say Alvin Harper. Alvin Harper during the 90s, I know a lot of y'all don't remember those days. Just trust me. Alvin Harper going across the middle was a beast. Tampa Bay said, we're going to get him. He's going to be our guy. They paid him a shitload ton of money. But because he didn't have Emmitt Smith running the football and Michael Irvin on the outside, he couldn't do crap. And that's the case with Jerome Brown. Jerome Brown was good. Jerome Brown would be good anywhere. But because you have one guy that is so dominant, it makes everybody else across the line. I mean, you can tell me I'm an idiot and all that if you want to, my man. But I'm telling you, but my man right here, Bird Gang, will tell you I'm right on that.
Yeah, because I was going to say, it's
great kind of people around you. Everybody looks great.
With Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham, since they play the same side. Brandon Graham eats off of Fletcher's double teams.
Exactly. And when one of them's gone, it hurts the other.
Yeah, that's true. But hopefully that won't be a weakness this week, man. Like I said, we just paid Sweat, and he hasn't even been playing that much. So I think they're gonna light him up this week. Get him out there on fire, and hopefully he can start to that sack total. And then, like I said, Kerrigan was really out most of the whole preseason with that broken thumb. So that's probably why we didn't see too much so far. But he's back in the rotation. I think we can get him at 35-40% of the snaps, and he should be able to make it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it shouldn't be that bad.
Okay.
So give me some hot takes for your team this week.
I'm not putting up any bulletin board material. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not putting any notebook material up in there. I'm humble. You know what? We play in Monday night, man. We're going to see what's going to happen. I'm not going to be the one that's going to say we're coming in there, we're going to kick your ass. We're going to beat you 50-0. I'll let the other Cowboy fans do that stuff. It's an NFC East game, okay? We playing each other. It's war. It's war. That's all I got to say.
All right, then give me your three matchups fans to look out for.
3 matchups to look out for. Oh, my goodness. I haven't, I'm still living on this last week. I haven't really even looked at this that well. With Graham out, that's going to help us out quite a bit because we're still with Lyle Collins. That's going to be key. I'll actually say Fletcher Cox and the middle of that defensive line against Tyler Badish, because that's going to be the big worry right there. How well our secondary, specifically Anthony Brown, does with your wide receivers. I think he'll be on Devontae Smith. I may be wrong on that one, but that's the biggest worry right there for me. And how Micah Parsons does at defensive end against your offense. Those are the ones. Those will be the key ones. And whether or not Bones Fossil will do some stupid shit like a punt block or something like that.
Yeah, my big 3 matchups I would have to say would be, like you said, Brown's going to be on Smith, you don't think Diggs
I
could be
think so. Maybe I don't know. I don't know who's covering who. You know, I don't know what they're going to do. I hope they roll coverage to help him. And
Mhm.
you know, I just hope he's not going 1-on-1 like he did against Antonio Brown.
Yeah. So Diggs or Brown on Devontae Smith. I know the Niners double teamed him a lot last game. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why he didn't get as many yards or catches as he should have. So I want to see if the Cowboys are going to play man up with him or they're going to do more of a zone thing and try to stop him. We shall see when the game come. But if it's a one-on-one battle, that'll be a good battle to watch, because I know Devontae got the better of Diggs back in the day in Alabama. Let's see if they're both in the pros, and let's see if he can do it again. The other matchup I would like to see is if your boy Parsons stays on the line at defensive end. Yeah, going against Lane Johnson because I think that should be a good matchup that Lane should win. I know Parsons is fast, but he still is a rookie, and Lane is a veteran. He should have some veteran moves to take out the speed. To come back out and beat him.
We'll see.
And then my third matchup would be just your whole the offensive defense line in general. It's just like, you know, who's gonna win because the game's gonna be won in the trenches on both sides of the field. So
Always.
who's gonna win that matchup? Our defensive line versus your offensive line, your offensive line versus our defense. Back and forth, see which team is gonna actually bring the best out. Because we both got injuries on both sides,
Mhm.
that make up for. And let's see which backup steps up there to make their line, take their line over the edge up there.
Right. All right.
Well, do you have a score prediction?
No, I'm not doing that. Not doing
Okay.
that yet. Too early in the week, man. It's only Taco Tuesday, okay? You have to get me. You have to get me like on Thirsty Thursday or finally frickin' Friday before I start talking about points in the game. It's way too early. I don't know who's in, who's out. Amari Cooper has sore ribs, which will be reevaluated tomorrow. He hurt those in Tampa Bay. I got to know about that. Hell, I got to find out if the NFL is going to suspend any more of my players. If anybody else tests positive for COVID. Nah, it's too soon. It's
If
too
Amari
soon.
doesn't play, would that change your outlook of the game, win or lose?
It brings me down a little bit, but he'll play. He'll
Mm-hmm.
play.
Okay. Well, since you're keeping your score prediction, I won't even throw mine out there. I'll leave it out there. I'm just gonna say I hope and I think the Eagles will win this game come Monday night. It's going to be a good test. It's going to be like, our second test of the season. Nick Sirianni's second big test, probably his biggest game of the year right now.
Mr.
So,
Rock, Paper, Scissors.
yeah. Hey, he even said he did that because we were on virtual learning. And, he had to do it because it was all on virtual. He couldn't meet the players one-on-one, so he wanted to find some competitive edge. You got to give him credit for being original.
Okay.
So you don't like Nick? You think he's not doing a good job so far?
Uh,
Because last I checked, your guys' head coaches aren't the best either.
I didn't say they were. Like I said, I didn't say they were.
But you rock, paper, scissors and jokes.
I'm just saying. I mean, we had Mr. Ketchup Bottle. We had Paul Alexander, that we brought from the Bengals, who his big thing was the way he could tell if offensive linemen were smart enough to play offensive line was if they knew to tap the ketchup bottle at the 57, so that way the ketchup would come out the bottle. It's like, dude, who buys bottles anymore? The squeeze bottles anymore. That shit's irrelevant. Okay? That doesn't have jack to do whether or not they can block. Come on, man. Come on, man. That's some stupid shit. Okay?
That's true. That's true. What about some stat lines? Okay, do you?
Oh boy, I think Dak will be about 350 yards. I
Okay.
think we're actually going to see Zeke getting hungry, and I think Zeke will have his first 100-yard rushing of the night. Cowboys get 2 takeaways.
Ooh, okay. Hurts is going over 300 yards for sure this week. He needs to do it.
I'm sorry, I got a cold.
I think
I'm
if
sorry,
you
I got a cold.
you remember last year when you seen him go against Arizona, he had 350 and rush for 100. I can see that kind of a game coming out. He is at home. He's gonna be motivated to play. You know what I'm saying? And
Okay.
I think he's gonna go over 350 and about 100 yards rushing this game. Or not over 350, over 320, but in that range of 320 and 350 and 100 yards rushing, and probably go for 3 touchdowns. I think we get 2 turnovers. We get our first couple of turnovers we haven't got to get any. We got close last week. We had two of them that we ended up not getting back, for whatever reason. But I think our defense finally gets turnovers against Dak, you know. And let's see, another one would be. I
Okay.
think we stopped Zeke from under 100 yards again. It continues his drought of 100 yards for the season for Zeke Elliott.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that sounds great. I like I said, I appreciate you bringing me on your show, and all that. I
Yeah.
think you had Ruth on here earlier today, didn't you? Because saw you on
Yeah.
Facebook Live.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's
Yeah.
she's kind of bipolar there. Tampa Bay, she works with Grammatica, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and she of course is a Cowboy fan. So she's got the two jerseys. It's kind of, I just don't know how you do it. I just don't know how you do it. But
Yeah, that would be kind of hard for me. I can't root for no other team but the Eagles, man. Even if I got a job for another team, because that's my career team, I got to root for the Eagles 100% of the way, man. Hey, but shout out to the 25 in the building. Please hit that like and subscribe to both of our channels. If you're not already subscribed to Mark, you know what I'm saying? He's one of the goats out there.
and while we're here, because this has been a dual stream, we got a few people, a few of my Cowboys brethren are up in here because I see like Tay Cowboys and Sugar Daddy and Philly D, one of your people and stuff. Go over, check out Bird Gang 31, and make sure you tell them that Jobu Sports Report sent him, and troll his ass.
Yeah. Hey, subscribe and troll.
Troll his ass. Wait. Let me make sure I got it. He said they got it.
You got to subscribe.
They get right. Well, no. It's all up. It's all because half of my fan base here, I swear, is Eagle fan. I'm just trying to understand. Let me ask you this: if you were a Dallas Cowboys YouTuber, I know you're not. Oh no. Okay, let's say this: you're an Eagles YouTuber. If you had a Dallas Cowboy fan who lived on your live stream while his team was playing, what would you think?
What do you mean? If he
I
lived
literally, I'm watching the Eagles game. I'm listening to Philly 500, who is literally melting down. Right?
Are you in the Eagles game?
Here's how we do it. Now, see, this is my outdoor man cave. I don't have the lights on out here and stuff. We had about 12, 15 people or so in here. We've got direct TV, so we're watching all the games. We have our exclusive Philly 500 meltdown cam because he loses his cotton picking mind. When y'all look, I mean, literally, you can't see this, but you can hear.
Oh, big run! Oh, he fumbled. Oh, he fumbled. Shit. He's still. Oh, slay. Oh, now he's about to lose his mind.
He hasn't seen the play
He
yet.
literally.
So
he literally. So he got him on the screen here, so you can watch my live stream and keep up with the games. But I've got 50 Eagle fans that are watching my live stream. It's like, why aren't you watching your own guys? Why are you here?
You're entertaining. Just like 500 got Cowboy subscribers in his live streams.
Well, definitely check out Bird Gang 21, sub him up, and then go ahead and troll him. Okay.
Hey, how long have you guys?
Now listen. Let me clarify something here. Because wait a minute. I want to clarify something to some of your fans, because somebody said that I block a lot of Eagles fans. Okay, here's the thing. I am 55 years old. I'll be 56 when we play the Giants in October. Most of my fan base are older fans. We got the lovely ladies and stuff that are in here. Shout out to all the lovely ladies and stuff. And we actually have discussion. Now, we have fun. We joke about, like Philly 500, stuff like that. But we don't come in with the fuck you, kiss my ass, break decks. We don't do that. We don't do that. So if you've come in and you just come in just to stir stupid, trolling, asshole stuff, that's not what my channel's about. It's not. I have fans from Washington, the Giants, the Eagles, and stuff like that. And, you can say, yeah, the Cowboys suck and this, that, and the other. But sometimes you can kind of cross the line and they go after other people, okay? I can be hating the Eagles and you and I can be friends. And there's no need for that kind of stuff. So, like I said, there's plenty of channels that people can go to do that, to be a jackass if they want to. But I just ain't got time for that. I just, and my fans just ain't got time for that.
Because it's about one thing about supporting your team and saying that you're going to beat another team and things like that. But sometimes it does get a little out of control. And yeah, like in terms of trolls in general, it's like, why have them? Like, do you not have something better to do?
Yeah, I mean, seriously. I mean, it's like some people just want to come in and just try and disrupt everything, just for no good reason. And it's like, as they used to say, have a take and don't suck, man. I mean, and I'll be the first one when my Cowboys lose. I'm right here. I'll be the
Yeah.
first one to say, look, good job. I mean, my team was ass last year. I got no problem admitting how bad my team was last year. This year's a new year. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah, man, it's going to be a good year, man. I think for both teams, like I said, I'm not even worried about the Giants or the Washington football team in terms of winning division this year. I know it's going to be a 2-team race all the way to the end, depending on who wins. This game and the rest of the games is next, especially the next first couple up here.
Right.
Whoever has the best record at the end will win. It's going to be, of course, right now as an Eagles fan, I gotta say Eagles first, Cowboys second in division, Washington third, and the Giants dead last. And I'm pretty sure you probably have the same, except for Cowboys first.
Giants dead last.
Yeah, Giants.
Danny Dollar Store.
Mm-hmm.
Danny Dollar Store. Sorry.
I thought they had food stamps over here.
They got
He's not worth some money. You gotta call them food stamps.
And we'll see where the rest of it goes. So, with that being said, I got to get out of here.
Down, let everybody know where else they can find your channel. So if you guys want to go check out Mark Holmes and on his weekend specials or whatever, you guys can
It's real easy. Just Cowboy Jobu is all you got to look for, whether it's Instagram, Twitter. Jobu's inside. I've actually got the way I've got this set up. I've got a couple of different sets of studios and stuff. He's just kind of hanging out over there by the bottle of rum. That's where he's biding his time for Monday night. He's coming up there. He's bringing his mojo to go against the Eagles, but he'll be right here in his chair come Monday night.
Hey, because he was there when the Eagles were signing that for 500. I remember watching that one.
Yep.
So Joe Poo's going to definitely give us some energy. We got Joe Poo energy coming this way to the Philadelphia Eagles side this week.
Yeah, okay. Well, you can hope for that.
All right. Well, hey, man, thanks again for coming on the show. It was a pleasure and an honor to share the screen with you, my guy. And like I said, please subscribe to both of our channels. Whether you're an Eagles fan, go subscribe to this Mark's channel. And if you're a Dallas fan, please come subscribe to Bird Game Nation Sports Talk. It's nothing but love. It's a football thing. This is rivalry, so we're going to talk a little mess. But other than that, it's all out of love. And we were really passionate fans. So,
amen to that.
Fly, Eagles, fly, like I always say. And until next time, we'll see who wins this game. Go Birds. Bird Game 30 minutes.
I'm the motherfucking one who calls the shots. And you better pay me the respect that I gave your brother, or we're gonna have a problem. A bad one. Now get the fuck
I didn't even one of them audio boxes, man. You been pulling out. That was a good one. I can't even hate on that. That was a good one, my guy. You have a great rest of the day, my guy.
Peace out.
Peace.